I miss when couch co-op games had just as much a focus on them as the single player and online multiplayer games. Yeah, I started 2Exact videos the same way back to back 2 weeks in a row. What of it? Writing lists is hard, man. Not even Halo has a split screen multiplayer anymore. I don't want to have to pull out my Switch out of hibernation every time some friends come over. What if I just want to play something with friends at home in my home console? Well, beat-em-ups will always have my back. The very core of every beat-em-up gameplay easily lends themselves to be both co-op and online multiplayer. Going in by yourself or with a friend and mowing down waves and waves of enemies, walking down the mean streets of wherever the hell you're at, putting boots to asses. With plenty of high quality and entertaining beat-em-ups, it begs the question, which are the best? Push A to start and witness as Big Nasty walks down the slums of Metro City looking for the top 10 best beat-em-ups. I mean, eventually, you're gonna get tired of me asking you to like, comment, and subscribe. But don't get mad at me. Get mad at everyone who's watching unsubscribe. Matter of fact, comment down below telling everybody to like, comment, and subscribe so I can stop doing this every time. Thank you.
Number 10.
The official, the original, the only beat-em-up that matters. Double Dragon was the original beat-em-up. The one that got everything started, the one that laid the foundation for every predecessor that followed. Of course, being the first of its kind, the game has definitely aged, and the controls and gameplay feel barbaric compared to the games that followed and evolved the gameplay. But you and your buddy looking to get your girl back from a rival game that's captured her? Every selection that follows on this list is because of the house that Double Dragon built, and we're only getting started.
Number 9.
Oh, it's time for my favorite game show on YouTube. Let's get it on for an exciting round of what licensed beat-em-up game is next on this list. Who could we see? Batman, Spider-Man, Power Rangers, Michael Jackson. Who the f*** is that? It didn't take long for us to get into the beauty of licensed beat-em-up games, and the Simpsons arcade was the one that really set the bar. 4-player co-op with Homer, Marge, Bart, and Lisa trying to save a kidnapped Maggie from Mr. Burns and Smithers. Each level looks like it was lifted directly from the show, and everything from the animations down to the characters manages to keep and carry that classic old-school Simpsons charm.
Number 8.
Before long, this list is gonna fill up with some old classics, but let's quickly show some love to a more modern beat-em-up. River City Girls has been around for a long time in Japan, but it didn't pick up in the West until 2019 with River City Girls, and the gameplay was absolutely fantastic. Fast-paced gameplay, which is high praise considering beat-em-ups are already full of rapid balls-to-the-wall action. Beautiful sprite work, an ear-humping soundtrack, and it doesn't take itself too seriously. You can never go wrong with a little River City roughhousing.
Number 7.
No way, it's that time already! It's at that point for another electrifying round of what character was licensed to a beat-em-up. This time we've got Hugh Jackson. You'd have your work cut out for you in the 90s if you were trying to get anywhere without running into XMEN media. The X-Men were taking over the 90s, multiple shows, the comics and games being shoveled out of the factory as quick as possible, but the X-Men beat-em-up deserved its place here. 6-player co-op with Storm, Wolverine, Cyclops, Colossus, Nightcrawler, and the Dazzler. Trying to take down arch-nemesis Magneto in sets lifted directly from the show, each player showcasing their different mutant powers that all look great and can mow down a school of enemies in mere seconds. There's not many things cooler than picking up your favorite mutant and tearing through enemies and taking down Magneto with a couple of friends.
Number 6.
Most beat-em-up games, especially the older ones, get pretty difficult down the line as a tactic to try and eat out quarters from its paying consumers. A classic arcade tactic. Even with that said, god damn is Battletoads hard as shit. A legendary title of a group of 3 toads who even rivaled the Ninja Turtles in popularity at some points of their life. Battletoads games are remembered for one thing, and that is being extraordinarily challenging but rewarding. Throwing giant fists and clobbering your enemies feels so satisfying, along with stretching your toad out and turning into giant weights, drills, and spikes along the likes. All the enemies you fight, and what stops most players is just driving a giant hovercraft down what looks to be Peter Pan's esophagus.
Number 5.
Sure, Double Dragon started the genre, but you want to know what helped popularize it? That would be none other than Final Fight. Iconic characters like Guy, Lucia, Cody, and the always amazing, fearless, and incredibly manly Mike Hagar taking down thugs and crooks in Metro City. Some wonderfully designed enemies such as Hugo, Rolento, and Poison. These characters, stages, and games are so timeless that they have even since crossed over with Street Fighter, and never reinvented the wheel in later games to its detriment, which is why it isn't any higher on this list, but everything it does effortlessly.
Number 4.
Oh my god, again. It's time for what game is that? Woohoo, what is it this time? No way. I absolutely adore all Scott Pilgrim media. I love the comics, love the movie, and this game is an amazing love letter to both of them. Multiple playable characters in Scott, Ramona, Stefan, Kim, and even Knives and Wallace. Multiple character endings, amazing levels, boss fights, gameplay, and music that'll have you bumping your head the whole way, along with some unique game modes like volleyball, and even some RPG elements tied into the game. This game does an amazing job capturing the heart and soul of the Scott Pilgrim series, and I am incredibly glad that it is out of its unlisted digital hell and available for everyone to play. Seriously people, I am in lesbians with this game.
Number 3.
None of these games on this list have soaked more hours of my life than this next entry. If I had my way, this would be number 1, but there is so much for me to say about Castle Crashers but so little time. One of my favorite video game soundtracks of all time. Fun gameplay centered around 4 knights looking to save their 4 princesses from an evil wizard. So many fun memories made from playing this game, decapitating enemies, fighting giant barbarians, trolls, cats, zombies, Medusa, ninjas, aliens, and artists, a shitting bat, an ice king, a puppet dragon, and a giant piece of corn. You can even fight your partners to the death so that you can get your smoochy on with a princess. Tons of different weapons, different pets, and almost every character you see in the game is unlockable and playable. This game has personality, it is funny, it is fun, it is the best times I have had in a game.
Number 2.
Oh jeez man, another round of this stupid game show. Man, is there anything else on TV? Here we go. I don't think the Ninja Turtles have a bad piece of media around. Forgot about the movies. Seriously, almost all of the Ninja Turtles beat-em-ups are some of the highest quality in the whole genre. Everyone remembers playing Turtles in Time, and they're even going strong in modern times with Shredder's Revenge, taking down iconic villains along with cameos from beloved fan-favorite characters, being able to play as the 4 Turtles, and even sometimes Splitter, April O'Neil, and Casey Jones. Amazing sprite work, toe tapping music, and tons of personality everywhere. And what other games can you just toss your enemy into the camera like a sack of potatoes, skate around jet boards, or explore the inside of the Technodrome and take down the menacing Shredder? Turtles in Time and Shredder's Revenge take the absolute best of the 80s, 90s, and the Ninja Turtles and mash them up into one fun brawler. It's about that time we order up some pizza and cowabunga into the sewers and celebrate the turtle power of our top 10 best beat-em-up games. Number 10, Double Dragon. Number 9, Simpsons Arcade. Number 8, River City Girls. Number 7, X-Men. Number 6, Battletoads. Number 5, Final Fight. Number 4, Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. Number 3, Castle Crashers. Number 2, Ninja Turtles, Turtles in Time, Shredder's Revenge, and all of them. And number 1.
Number 1.
You know, these games are great and all, running down snowy neighborhood blocks, the ghettos of Metro City, fighting bums down Springfield. But there's something that a lot of these streets are missing. Rage. Streets of Rage is the king of beat-em-ups, each sequel building more and more upon the last, even to this day, with the recent Streets of Rage 4 arguably being the best among the entire series. A killer soundtrack that helps add to the atmosphere, helping this game capture a real, raw, rageful, and visceral feeling with each city block you walk down, and each enemy you beat the bricks off of. The game is just the right type of challenging without ever feeling unfair, and creating some beloved fan favorite characters and even having the balls to age them up and move on to a new generation of characters in 4. These games capture the perfect image of what a beat 'em up should aspire to strive to be, and are the perfect example of a trailblazer in gaming. Characters like Axel, Max, and Blaze, and the homie Skate, whooping that trick, kicking names, and taking ass, and I wouldn't have these games any other way as the undisputed king of beat 'em ups.